So my claim was related to the COVID-19 virus that is going on right now, and my claim was to reduce the spread or to stop it. The best way is to basically be isolating yourself in your own homes or some place that keeps quiet and keeps low profile when it comes to being around people, or just social distancing as much as possible, or basically completely actually. Um, and the three objections I was gifted was that number one, it's impossible to isolate everyone because there are human beings that are just willing to resist against something like that, especially when it creates fear out of something that is not the norm. And the second thing is that it's expensive. It's a very expensive thing because basically you could be cutting your jobs, or you're just trying to find your job. You could either be trying to supply as much food as possible for a future quarantine to happen, or you could just in general struggle with money. Um, in theory. And the third is that it will continue to destroy our economy. That's the biggest one. It's not will it is destroying our economy. There's no denying that. Considering the fact that many people who isolate themselves are not willing to spend money, and a good example is the gas prices. Gas prices are way cheaper now than it ever was because not many people are traveling now, and therefore because the gas price went down, those who work at gas areas or anything related with gas that they work their company, there's could be cut in half when it comes to shifts, as well as losing a lot of money, a lot of money. It's not their norm, and it creates that issue. Yeah, and on that occasion, I like those objections. I respect those, and personally, I could see why those are the big three issues leading to it. For the first one, saying it's impossible to isolate everyone, yes, that's true, but that doesn't mean we all shouldn't follow it. And for it being too expensive, I could see why. But that's why it's possible to change our economy and change the way how we live. And a good example is online jobs. Online jobs is mainly probably one of the reasonings why many people do college, try to earn college degrees, and it's going to be the new norm when it comes to finding jobs or making a job company. I believe, um, it's going to force us more on using our internet, as well as buying stuff online more likely. Um, it's more unique and diverse in that way, and it's the same thing for online education. You're more likely going to see more online education companies dedicated to just education systems. And the third is that destroying our economy. Yes, but there is no choice behind it because ideally, I'd rather lose a lot of money so that I can see more people staying alive or just not getting sick than making the same normal money or making more, um, just to see a lot more people get sick and die. I mean, money won't mean nothing if you're dead. You know what I mean? And those are biased, very, my opinion, most likely. But so relating on those three, here's why it doesn't matter in that case, because as according to the Trauma and Shock, a company that well known for their statistics and analyze on their research, is approximately 14% of recovered coronavirus patients in China's or Guangdong have tested positive again after being declared the virus free, and there is no consensus on the optional length of the quarantine. What that means and what that states is that it doesn't matter. If you were recovered from the virus, it's able to come back at you and bite you again. So you may have a strong immune system, cool, but still, you could still spread that virus. And if you gotten sick or was close to death, it could still get you if someone else still has the virus next to them. And that's one of the reasonings why I'm saying is that it creates that now there is a reason why you should just, it's better off to be isolated, because ideally is that the quote being gifted is that, oh, we'll just we'll get used to it like the flu basically, or malaria. Just somehow what's the word for it? Just get used to it. Let it be. Let it kill, the old people, because they're more likely going to die from this virus than me because I'm a young kid, And saying those making those claims you shouldn't do, considering the fact that the virus can still be mutated and still amp up, and it could still affect other people. It shouldn't be that way, but that's not that's the goal of isolation, is to not have that situation coming to a conclusion. And another article claim is that, according to Trauma and Shock again, is that the COVID-19 has spread throughout the world and has affected 37,000 confirmed cases in 113 countries, with 1,130 deaths outside of China. A sudden increase in cases has been reported in Iran, Italy, and South Korea. Cases linked to travel to from Iran have been found in Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, and Oman. Similar cases related to Italy have been found in Algeria, Australia, Korea, Germany, Spain, and Switzerland. It's the reasoning I'm using this source, and the reason I'm using this quote from the peer review article, is because travel is one of the biggest reasons why this virus is spreading in the first place. And that's where you're going to be meeting a lot of crowd people from different countries or nations or diverse regions. And that's one of the big problems behind it, is that you're with a lot of people with a lot of situations that are completely different. And that's why the virus is spreading in the first place, because it originated in Wuhan, and it spreaded because those who were from Wuhan traveled to other places, and those that came to Wuhan got infected and decided to head back home. That's what happened. It created a travel system because everyone was touching, everyone was close to each other, everything was creating that combustion. And I wanted to use these sources and these evidence to make all those claims, to make all those objections say, swoop past it and realize the reality behind it, is that, yeah, it's going to hurt us, but we have no choice. We have no real choice behind it. And that's the truth. So ideally, when it comes to the spread, we need to reduce it as much as possible. Because either way, economy-wise, it's still going to cost us money. If we chose not to, be isolating ourselves, it's still going to cost us money. It's going to hurt us one way or another. Because medicines, nurses, rooms for rooms for nursing, rooms for hospitals, rooms for everything, and the virus spreading, amount of deaths and everything, funerals, everything costs money. And especially medicine. Medicine costs a lot of money. And if we run out of that, more people are going to die. More people are going to get sick. So either way, our economy is going to be hurt. Either way, everything's going to get more expensive, taxes-wise, and the situations you do, life-wise. So here's my source. I did a peer review. Walter White. I'm not exactly sure how to send in you the peer review article, but that is, I did finally, I did it right. I think okay with it. This is Tommy. Literal. I hope the presentation did good for Refutation. And yeah.